Alright, and welcome to this brand new shader tutorials. I'm very sorry. I'm in a hotel room for the job, and I do not have my proper microphone and stuff. So sorry if if it sounds like crap. I wanted to start this video by reviewing some of the very basic concepts of shaders and maybe doing a quick refresh. So if you're like new to shaders, or you maybe touch them using things like shader graph in Unity or Unreal Shaders Editor, which is mostly based on node and block of logic that you connect together, and you never like really kind of wrote any pixel shaders. I guess it's a kind of a refresher before we start and dive into more complex things like ray marching or creating neat little 2D effects. So let's start by reviewing some of the thing. Um, Basically, the shader returns a color for every pixel. So this code is going to run for every pixels, and that's basically how shader works. And we have a out, and this is basically returning the output color of the pixel. So if we make it the color here is vectory, and it's mostly like a RGB. So what I did is I simply set the color and I defined it as 111, which is all white. Neat little trick you can start. You can either call.r, and let's say we want to put everything in black. We can either do, we could either do, that's another little trick in, geez, I'm sorry, I can't type. There we go. We can say that's going to set the R, J, and B of the output color, or we could just say 0.f. So that would basically assign all the X, Y, and Z component of the vectory to 0, which is black. Now later, let's say we want this whole thing to be red. We could say that the R channel, or the R value of this vectory, is equal to 1, and that would change to red. Please note you can say X or R, so that is basically the same as call.x, right? Equals .f. You can call B and whatever channel you want. So some people in shaders, they use hex, some people use R. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. Now let's review a bit the UV. How does it actually work? It's kind of the thing we take for granted when we are working with Shadertoy, especially that it comes with this kind of this super line, which is called UV. If I put the UV in, well, basically we will see that we have a value between 0 and 1, and on the X, and on the Y, well, we have from 0 to 1, so from black to white. The reason why, let's see why it actually works. The frag chord is the position of the pixels on the kind of canvas we want to paint. So if I show you fragcore.hex, right, and it's probably a bit small, but you can see that the first X pixels is all the way so it's all the way black, right? So it's the first one, and if I so it's basically going from all the values from the pixels in X and Y. So frag chord is like the position of the pixels in X and Y. So it changed for every pixels, and high.xy. So basically, the high resolution is the resolution of the canvas that doesn't change based on the pixel we are processing. It's the same at every pixel. So frag chord dot x, just to show, oops, sorry, result, just to show you a little bit what I mean by that. So now the first hex is black. If I put like the reason why after this it becomes uh, like white is because the first frag chord here is 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and until 704, and your shader does not really, like, after 1 it doesn't crash, but it just stays white. So if I put a sign here, like meaning that we're going to take all of these values, like an increasing value from 0 to 704, and make the sign of it, which basically gonna go between -1 and 1, we're going to see these kind of very ugly pattern. uh, and we could also see the absolute value of sine, right? That would give us another kind of another pattern, but this is not really useful. What I wanted to show you is to just show you that actually frag chord is going between 0 and 704 on the x. So like this. So example, if we multiply it by a smaller number, it's gonna, well, change the this number is going to be like divided by 2 or multiplied by 0.5. So that's a bit how it works. And every time, so if you want your UV between 0 and 1, I guess it's the way to go. But some people, like normally when I start working on a new shader or a new new thing I'm working on, I will have 2 sets of UV. I will call my UV2, and basically what it says is that it remaps the UV from 0 to 1 from -1 to 1. So I could go with UV2.x here. And now we have from -1 to 1. I'm not sure it's actually correct here. -1. Okay, yeah, to 1. That's cool. Okay, now another thing you might want. Well, I think I'm just gonna end it here for the first thing, and for the first one, and after that we're going to show some tricks that you can do with just simple UV stuff and start to create whatever effects you want.